Obviously, you see my kids, you know, Jeffrey, Marcus, Jasmine, I love you guys. You guys represent a lot of me. You guys have a heavy burden. I wouldn't want to be you guys if I had to, you know, because of all the expectations that you have to deal with.
I'm Marcus Jordan. I'm Michael Jordan's son. Okay. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just trying to get home.
All right, so today, two topics I want to touch on. We're going to start with Marcus Jordan, which today's video is not going to be the roast of Marcus. I feel like this dude, he gets enough hate online anyways, but I am actually bringing him up to kind of foreshadow this next big update. And who would have thought, just because you're the heir to $1 billion throne, that you'd be exempt from having problems of your own. Now, outside of being known for being MJ's son, as well as the controversies, Marcus Jordan, he founded a local sneaker shop in Orlando, Florida, which goes by the name of Trophy Room, which from time to time we will see Trophy Room team up with Jordan Brand for some pretty cool collaborations. Most noteworthy in 2021, the release of the Trophy Room Jordan 1 High, a sneaker which made a lot of noise for good and bad reasons, but as far as the general narrative, most people would accuse Marcus Jordan of allegedly backdooring a lot of the stock. So things kind of turned around early last year with the release of the Trophy Room Jordan 1 Low, a sneaker which people seem to rock with, but on top of that, it felt like Marcus really showed love to the local Orlando sneaker community, the people who have been supporting his business over at Trophy Room. I guess you could say kind of taking care of the home team. So it seemed like things are starting to kind of turn around, move into the positive direction for Marcus, which earlier this year we did get word that Trophy Room will once again be teaming up with Jordan Brand on a pair of Jordan 6s, which to my knowledge, to this date, we have still yet to actually see what these sneakers will look like. But as far as the color code, all we know is the colorway will be white infrared, black game royal for one of the pairs, and then the other one, white crimson, black court purple, which sounds interesting, especially due to the fact that coming up next year in 2026, Jordan Brand will actually be celebrating the 35th anniversary from when the Jordan 6 originally released back in 1991. So with that being said, I was expecting for next year to be a big year, just kind of like how we saw this year with them celebrating the anniversary of the Jordan 5, a lot of OG classics returning. So I would expect for 2026 to be kind of the same story as far as the Jordan 6. We do know so far we're supposed to get this kind of infrared, almost like a reimagined pair of the iconic black infrared Jordan 6s, and we know there's a lot more Jordan 6s in the tuck. We'll just kind of have to wait and see what pairs will be dropping. We're a long ways away from 2026, but it kind of felt like this year Trophy Room was going to kind of set the tone for the comeback of the Jordan 6 with these releases, and I was kind of interested to see what these would look like. The word was they were going to have the Nike Air on the back, so that would be cool and everything like that. But as far as the most recent update, according to Sneaker Insider Brandon from over on Twitter, it looks like both pairs of the Trophy Room Jordan 6s have been delayed indefinitely, and that means pretty much they have been delayed, but Jordan Brand doesn't have any plans to release them at this moment. So it seems like here in 2025 we won't actually see these joints dropping, and I'm even seeing some outlets reporting that they will be canceled. So when it comes to Marcus Jordan, you know, after his most recent arrest, it seems like he's been kind of laying a low profile, doing the right things, keeping things quiet, and what he said, he's going to be just focusing on the business. So are things over for Marcus Jordan? Absolutely not. He still got Trophy Room. He's still the son of Michael Jordan. Plus, I feel like everybody loves a good redemption story. So as far as these Trophy Room 6s, we'll have to wait to see what updates are, but apparently as of right now, delayed indefinitely. Now, we also had a huge release go down today, one which may have caught a lot of people off guard at just how difficult these were to actually cop, but here in the sneaker community, we already knew these were going to be limited, exclusively dropping via the SNEAKER'S app, DSG, as well as Foot Locker. Now, when you talk about women's sports, specifically the WNBA, I remember as a kid, that very first season, you had stars like Lisa Leslie, Cheryl Swoops, I can't remember any of the other ladies' names, but that very first season, it was definitely a big deal. Cheryl Swoops, she even had her own Jordans, which dropped at the time, which I feel like are mad underrated. So it's just kind of crazy to see how far women's sports have came. And when you talk about the WNBA, you even got more brand ambassadors such as Asia Wilson, which we saw her make a lot of noise with the debut of her signature model with Nike. But then you also got Caitlin Clark, which today we saw Nike drop the Kobe Protro Caitlin Clark edition, which they even had a cool little promo and everything. Caitlin Clark channeling that inner Mamba energy. So these were definitely a big deal. So as far as the color scheme here, based off the Indiana Fever's colors, to which Caitlin Clark, of course, plays for. Now, it's kind of interesting that Nike actually didn't give Caitlin her own signature model of her own. I don't feel like she wouldn't be able to sell out, but I think what they're kind of doing is letting it marinate, because if you compare this to, say, Asia Wilson, she didn't even get her own signature model right out the gate. So it seems like Nike, they're kind of taking their time. They're building up the hype, and they're just letting Caitlin maybe accomplish more things until she gets her own very signature model of her very own. But as far as these Kobe's, let's be real. Like, if these didn't have the Caitlin Clark name attached to them, I feel like these would be one of the more lesser desirable colorways. But because it is, I guess, a Caitlin Clark PE, you know, it brings a lot more notoriety to this sneaker. Plus, you got to factor in how limited these were. According to Eldon Monitors, roughly around 14,000 pairs loaded up to the SNEAKER'S app. And the only other location which these dropped online was DSG and Foot Locker. I'm not really sure if these dropped in store or not, but regardless, very limited, difficult to get your hands on. So much that the resale prices, you already know, these joints have went up to the moon, bang, but nah. These prices are crazy. Like, I didn't even expect to see prices like this. I mean, in your adults, like bigger sizes, the men's pairs, it's a little more digestible, you know, 300 plus. But as far as in the women's sizes, which I guess there weren't too many to go around, because y'all see what's happening right here. 800 bucks for a pair of Caitlin's. I ain't gonna lie, I kind of see what y'all resellers be on, because say for example, I was to hit this men's size 6, women's 7.5. I ain't gonna lie, I wouldn't even rock these, bro. I would definitely get these joints off for 800 and just kind of take that money and grab something that I want. So I kind of see what y'all resellers be on, and it kind of lends into the conversation if you actually get a hype sneaker, which in the past I've grabbed sneakers which I didn't even realize that the resale value shot up like that. But if I did, I would have to maybe kind of question myself, like, are these joints dope enough to rock, or should I just go ahead and just get off this resale, because them prices are a little bit tempting. But at the end of the day, I guess they're just sneakers and they're meant to be worn. But also at the end of the day, they are just sneakers, and if the resale prices are going that crazy, I might as well go ahead and just flip them. So as far as these Caitlin's, like, if my daughter was to ask me, like, Dad, can I get the new Caitlin Clarks? I'd be like, no, sweetheart. Don't even think about it. Like, resale prices on these joints are absolutely crazy. But salute to her. Salute to Nike on a successful release. A lot of people are probably stunned at why Nike makes these drops so limited, but you guys got to understand it's just to bring in the hype. You know, it's just to show that Nike is still on the top, and it just kind of trickles down. It gives the illusion that these shoes are a lot more desirable than they actually are, and it just kind of makes Nike, you know, more money as the dollars just trickle down into other releases. So even as you take a look here at Nike's post via social media, this is a good way to kind of just gauge what like the casual sneaker fan is talking about. Somebody put, and the Needle's latest sold out in a minute. Stop messing around, Nike. She's one of one when it comes to sales. Virtue signaling doesn't help corporate profits. Okay. Somebody put, now they're on eBay twice as much. Fix your processes. This is sold out quick as F. Me and my daughter both entered the draw within 5 seconds. Still didn't get them. So you see what's happening. People are mad. They're like, yo, this is crazy. The Caitlin Clark sold out immediately. And it just kind of like, you know, brings more excitement, more hype to the shoe. So I'm still kind of blown on these resale prices, but comment down below. Let me know if any of y'all had success on this drop. I know for the most part, everybody that hit, they just gonna flip these, but you know, you never know. We might have some true Caitlin Clark fans which are watching that can resist this $800 and are looking to grab these just for the toe. So that was a cool release. Before we bounce, I did want to touch on the latest release from Westside, Gunn, and Saucony, which we did hear a word, I guess, last year that they did sign him, but it looks like we now have a look at potentially his debut upcoming release, which I guess they unveiled out there at Paris Fashion Week. Very appropriate. They're teaming up on the Omni Grid Jazz 9 is what I guess you call it. This is actually a model which some of you guys should be familiar with, as Jay Tips, he did drop a cool little Saucony collab on. I guess that was what, last year, or was it earlier this year? I can't remember. But as far as this one, of course, being it is all red silhouette, one of the key details, of course, you guys will see the signature scorpion on there. So I'm gonna be real with y'all, man. I'm not a fan. Like, I've never been a fan of all red sneakers. Like, it's just a little bit too loud. And as far as them incorporating the scorpion, wow, that's an interesting, unique design element. It almost just kind of gives like knockoff vibes, but you know, I don't want to be a hater. If you guys like these, I love them, but we'll see what happens, man. You know, there will be other versions or different releases, but as far as these all red joints, I'm not a huge fan, but just kind of want to gauge your reaction, because it seems like so far based off social media, it seems like a lot of people are rocking with these, and they got some pretty cool details. So I guess we'll wait to reserve judgment until we get all the official details. But apparently Westside Gunn Saucony release on the way. Drop your feedback, guys. Plus, let me know what y'all think about these Caitlin Clarks. Did any of y'all have success? And as far as the trophy room situation, I feel like Marcus Jordan is due for definitely a big redemption story, a big comeback. But let me know, are y'all disappointed? Were you guys looking forward to those 6s? Just drop your feedback down below. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, please help support the channel by smashing the like button. And if you guys made it all the way through the end, let me know by dropping a salute down below. JA, of course, I'll catch you guys next time. In the meantime, stay safe, stay blessed. I'm out, y'all. Love.